At the center of my existence, in a place I am always very reluctant to visit, there is a deep, dark lake of sorrow, despair, anguish, pain, loss. It was there from the very beginning, and I lived at its edge until my early 20s when I read a book on reality therapy. This book told me that I didn't have to live with my pain, that I could choose to be happy instead. I made a conscious, rational decision to do so, and was able to cut off completely for many years from that place. I truly believed that I left it behind forever and had moved ahead in a positive way. It took a long time to realize that I had never left at all, that it was always with me, a part of me. That totally out of my conscious awareness, it continued to affect and influence every aspect of my life, my thoughts, feelings, actions, and relationships with others. As a young child, I slept with a sharp knife under my pillow. I knew I was not strong enough to kill an attacker, but I could kill myself, thus avoiding unbearable torture and pain. This made me feel safe, gave me a sense of control over my fate. I learned young that nothing lasted, so that it made no sense to attach myself. Parents would leave, home and possessions would have to be abandoned. And I knew by the time I was 2 years old that neither parents nor other adults have the power to protect themselves or me from being hurt, to keep me safe. In the past, I never wanted to share these memories. In time, I have become aware to what extent I was affected and my life shaped by the war and its aftermath. Even though these experiences were not understood at the time and are only partially consciously remembered, they have had a determining impact on my personality, relationships, and life. I think that such impact is often misunderstood and underestimated in the case of adults, but especially in that of children. I want to explore the long-term effects war experiences have on lives that have been scorched by them. I want to share with others the fact that, in the words of Oliver Wendell Holmes, in our youth, our lives were touched by fire. Though we may try, as I did for years, we can never leave that past behind or exercise it. It is with us forever. Perhaps we can come to terms with it by understanding and sharing that insight with others. For perhaps we are like stones, our own history and the history of the world embedded in us. We hold a sorrow deep within and cannot weep until that history is sung. Susan Griffin, A Chorus of Stones. Telling the story, especially in writing, has the effect of shining a spotlight on the past, illuminating its dark corners and revealing its hidden meaning. This leads to a new and different, possibly liberating perspective on events that until now have been a fossilized memory of undifferentiated pain. This is the story of a very frightened, traumatized child who grew up to be a frightened, traumatized adult, and her journey from Good Friday, a place of suffering and death, to Easter Sunday, the place of new meaning, new life.